right, in this lesson, we're going to talk about how to play blues licks over a classic Chicago blues shuffle bass line. And so if you want to download the tab for the example that I just played, you can go to the link below or the link on screen, sign up for my newsletter, and download a PDF with a transcription of the solo that I just did. So what's going on here is we've got this classic Chicago shuffle bass line, and then on top, we're just playing some really simple blues licks that will lie over that in a way that we can get both the bass and the licks going on at the same time. So the pattern is playing root, root, flat 7, and 5 of each chord. So we're doing that on E, and we're doing this on A, and we could get some of that A and B stuff in open position. But going up to the third string, you kind of lose some of the weight that you need for the bass line by using the third string instead of the fourth string. And also, staying on the fourth string leaves a few things more available for you to play in terms of the melody, if you've got the third string available for melody notes as opposed to using it for a bass line. So first thing to do is just to go through and lay out the bass over the chord progression. It's 4 times on the E chord, and then twice on the A, and then back to E, and then B to A, and then just stay on E for the last 2 bars. And the left-hand fingering is going to depend on what's going on in the melody. And I'm doing some palm muting with this part of my hand resting right where the string meets the bridge, so it's a little bit thumpy and not just the sound of open strings ringing out. Because we want to have some contrast. We want to try to let the melody notes sound really bright and ring out, and that'll create more of a sense of contrast between the melody and the bass, which will make them sound like 2 separate things, which is kind of what we're going for. So once you've got the bass line worked out, you want to just start to put some simple elements over the top. And the simplest thing is just to play right on the downbeat with a pinch. Just put the melody, like put the root on top over the first bass note. So just pinching on 1 using the ring finger for the high string. When you can do that, then try doing the flat third on top with a little bit of a quarter note bend, like that. And you don't even have to hold that note down more than a beat. So then you're going to combine, just go back and forth between the root and the flat third. And you can try the same thing on the A. Back to the E. And then on the B, you can use the open B string, and then maybe go to the E over the A chord, or you could try playing the root of the A. So you're basically playing roots and flat thirds over the E, and then the root of the chord when you're on a B, and the root of a chord when you're on the A. So the turnaround would sound like. So that just gets you used to going through the chords and playing something on the downbeat. And then the next thing is to work out playing on beat 4, so that you have something that leads into the downbeat. So there you're playing on 4 and. So you're really playing, we're playing with a triplet feel, so basically the count is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the bass is falling on 1, 2, 3, 4, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's really where the melody is going to be falling too. So if we're going to play on beat 4, we're basically going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and And so you're playing on 4 and with the thumb, and you're playing on 4 and with your fingers. 4 and. So it's going to be 2 pinches in a row. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's pinching the 4th string and the 2nd string. Sorry, the 5th string and the 2nd string, and then the high string. And sorry, 5th string and 2nd string, 5th string and high string. That's the easiest way to think about that. So 1. So when that's working, then you want to combine that with the pinch on the downbeat of 1. So you get these 3 notes in a row on top. So and from there, you can do a couple of things. You can add this double stop in, playing the 2nd fret on the 3rd and the 2nd string. So slide in, which means you have to kind of slide the bass in too. So you're starting off on the 1st fret, pinching the 5th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and then picking the high string with the 5th string, and then picking the downbeat. So 1, 2, 3. Now you could also go to the flat 3rd. So, and so of course you could alternate. So there's a lot you can do just with that, because on the A chord, you can do a similar thing. You don't have to do the full double stop. You can just slide into the bass note on the 2nd fret of the 4th string on beat 4, and be sliding into the melody on the 2nd string. So on the A chord, and you could land a few different places. You could land on the 5th of the A chord. You could land on the flat 7 of the A chord, or you could land on the root. And all of those sound good. So from the E chord, so on the A, on the E chord, we can add also, we can land on the root of the E, we can land on the flat 3rd, and we can land on the 5th. So all of those, and you can practice going around. And so with the B, we don't really have a pickup phrase, but we'll get to look at the whole turnaround in just a second. One more thing about playing on the E, which is you can play a longer phrase. And so what's going on there, I think I might have played like a hammer-on kind of thing in the original example. But the idea is, since this is the one chord that you're in open position on, you can do things that are a little more elaborate maybe than you can do on the A and the B chord. And so right here, we have this phrase that starts with a pickup and then the downbeat is going. And so it's just a matter of synchronizing those notes with what the bass is doing. So. And just lining up, where are the pinches? So pinch, sorry, pinch, pinch, and then a pinch here with a pull off, and then landing here with a pinch, and another pinch on the high string. So no one individual moment is that complicated. It's just stringing it all together. If you look at it as a little series of moves, you can work them out one by one and string them together. So on the turnaround, we've got the bass going like this. And we want this lick that sounds like really typical blues or minor pentatonic lick, but we don't have access to the open position. So we do this cheat where we play the D note on the third string because it's close to where the bass notes are. And again, it's just a series of pinches. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So there's a pinch, and there's one, and there's one, and there's one. So you've got a pinch there, and then on the A chord, same thing. We've got a lick. Again, it's a very typical blues lick. We just have to work out the details over the bass. And it's convenient because a lot of the lick is open strings. And I'll just open E and open B. So here's where we have to grab a chord shape or a double stop again. Bass note and a melody note. And again, you just work out the steps. Pinch, 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 pinch. And back into the E chord. So you can piece the whole thing together step by step, just starting with those moments on the downbeat, different notes on the downbeat for all the chords, and then when you start putting in those pickup phrases, you have a few different places to go. Gradually work out, other single note licks over the E chords. You have more possibilities. Basically, whenever you return to the E, you can do busier stuff. And then you've got those sort of worked out licks for the B and the A, which eventually you can kind of find other alternatives to that. So one more time, the whole thing. So that's how to do a shuffle in E, doing the bass and the melody. Again, if you want to download the tab, go to the link below or the link on screen to sign up and download the PDF. And I'll see you next time.